Over the past few weeks, the Trump administration has been ramping up one of the most effective tactics for combating all the fake news. They've been speaking out on the very programs that spew the misinformation and lies about the president and standing up to these pundits and so-called journalists who treat the White House with hatred and disdain. I'm loving this fight back. Watch this.
Anderson, how many minutes are we in?
Are you a TV producer now? You're concerned about how minutes we're talking?
No, I'm just disappointed again that you're falling into the fake news trap.
Okay.
You're falling into the fake news trap again, and this is sad, Anderson.
We're very happy to come and take questions from I think, an outlet that's been incredibly unfair and systematically against this president. I guess you made a business decision to do so, but we're here. We just turn on the TV and we see a one-way, non-conversation using words that are meant to deride and deny the president his due.
There's a ton of focus on what I like to call Russia fever, which is a total made-up story about the president trying to take away the legitimacy of his victory in November.
If you turn to one of your partners at Skybridge and say, hey, do you have $100 grand for bail money in case I need it? Yes. Then people are going to say, why is he talking about bail money? I mean, so the question...
That's ridiculous. Jake, that's like that's a super ridiculous hypothetical, and I appreciate you're on the fly trying to think of them. But the truth of the matter is that the president's not going to have to pardon anybody because the Russian thing is a nonsensical thing.
Finally fighting back, and members of the Trump administration, they're beginning to shine a bright light on these dark corners of this fake news industry. And now, thanks to social media, you can too. Now, remember when President Obama said this back in 2008?
I need you to go out and talk to your friends and talk to your neighbors. I want you to talk to them whether they're independent or whether they are Republican. I want you to argue with them and get in their face.
All right, I'm not encouraging you to get in your neighbor's face like former President Obama did. Liberals would say I'm calling for violence, but you can call out fake news right at the source. For example, you can tell fake news Jake Tapper exactly what you think of his interview with Anthony Scaramucci. You can do it on Twitter. Or you can message Brian Stelter, Humpty Dumpty, Jeff Zucker's stenographer, about his Russia obsession and lack of desire to be fair and balanced and point out Hillary, uranium one, and felonies she committed. And, of course, you got Liberal Joe calling the president a schmuck, a goon, a thug, and mentally unhinged. Great job, NBC. And if you don't think those remarks are appropriate, just send him a tweet. And over there, of course, you have Mika helping out the over-the-top, feigning outrage every day. Her disgusting treatment of Kellyanne Conway, very despicable. You want to take it to the next level? Write a message to their bosses. Send a tweet over to Zucker over at Fake News CNN or Andy Lack from NBC Fake News. Right now, the media is living in their little bubble. It is our job to remind them that there's an America way outside of New York, D.C., Los Angeles, and San Francisco. Tonight, technology is now making it possible for you to take your point of view directly to the source and show America's elites that the forgotten men and forgotten women of this country voted for this agenda, and they want it completed, and for them to stop lying to you. Take to the social media, and I think you're going to have a positive impact.